What is your American dream?
I was born in New York. My American dream is music, and DJing is the one thing that I love.
My family's from Puerto Rico. I was born and raised in the Bronx. My American dream is to achieve success and prosperity through my hard work.
I am from India. I do hope that each one of us realize our own humanity and start helping each other succeed. We are all humanity, and that's the least we should be able to do.
I am from Poland. My American dreams be close to my kids and my grandkids, be happy, enjoy daily life. My dreams are very humble.
I'm from Suriname, South America. My American dream is to take advantage of opportunities to excel at my talents.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome, everybody. It's Brad Show Live. My name is Brad Bernstein. Today is Wednesday, August 11th, 2021. In case you don't think we're alive, it is Hump Day. We are alive and live. Both. In case you think I'm dead, it's August 11th, 2021. Also, in case you think we're not live, it's August. I said alive.
Yeah.
I had a mispronunciation.
Got you.
Vanessa Nesquik-Contreras, how are you, my dear?
I'm doing very well. I wanted to come up with a clever word. I wanted to be a different word, but that's all that came to me.
Very well. Very well. Yo-Yo, are you very well as well?
I'm doing very well.
You're doing very well.
Would immaculate be
Yes.
a word that I could use?
I am also.
I was going for.
Yes.
I am surprisingly also very well.
Awesome.
We're all very well.
We are.
And live.
And live, and alive. Live and alive. Let's see who's live and alive and doing very well in the squad. Juscallme, how are you? Squad up. She's saying it's Hump Day, baby.
Yeah.
Asila Enot, squad up to Brad and his team. Thank you very much. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, squad up. Annette Campbell Miller, squad up. Maureen McFarland, how are you? Doreen Dappa, Dion Reid, Pepe Samuel, squad up. Lisa Reed, how are you? Robert Jackson, Darlene Dean, and Terrence Thompson, I see. And who else we got here? Bringing abroad to Yard Trudy. Squad up, everybody. Terry Faith, squad up. Bring in Trudy. Bring it. We got to come up with a shorter name for her.
Right.
All right. It's just a tongue twister. Bring it abroad to Yard Trudy.
Bringing abroad to Yard Trudy.
Let's just call her BT from now on.
BT.
B Trudy. B Trudy.
Yeah.
That's much better.
B Trudy.
Squad up, B Trudy. Terry Faith, how are you? And who else we got here? Sunny Cass. Dawn Harriet. Rob J. Roberts. Peace out to you as well. Let's see what's going on Facebook. Denise Johnson, Juscallme, double fisting. Westman, double fisting as well. Chetty Mindori, squad up. Susie Q, Carlos Estrella down from the DR, and Lishy 27 TVS, squad up, you all from Pittsburgh. Shine K. Gale saying hello to everybody. Mimi Bell saying hello to everybody.
Can we also, I know that we've, in the past talked about the people that double fist, but big ups to y'all. That's like dedication.
It really is.
That's really dope.
It really is. I mean, and you're literally double fisting because it's like you got both things going on at the same exact time, right? You're like, what's going on YouTube? What's going on Facebook?
Everybody out there that's double fisting, let us know how you guys are watching. Do you have one on the TV, one on the phone? That's interesting to me. I love that.
They probably, I say laptop and iPhone, or kid's iPhone and your iPhone. Or patient's iPhone who's sleeping and your iPhone.
Are we switching back and forth screens on the same device?
That is dedication.
That is.
That's a lot of dedication, too.
That is.
How would you do it, Yo-Yo?
I would have my laptop and then my phone. Actually, sometimes, when I started to, when I was back home, shooting from home, I would actually cast it to my TV so I can watch it.
Really?
It's pretty cool seeing yourself on TV.
Do you know how I would do it?
How would you do it?
Exactly as I'm doing it right now.
with
everything in front of me.
Fisting.
I would be, right, with triple fisting, with everything in front of me.
Uh-huh.
If only I was a mutant and had a third hand.
Right. Double fisting with the foot.
Double
That's what
fisting with the foot, we used to say, right. And Vanessa, how would you handle the double fisting situation?
I mean, truly, I would have, again, both screens open. I can have Facebook and YouTube, as I do on my computer, open right now. And then I'd be able to tap into Instagram on real time on my phone.
Yeah.
And let my friends know that we're live.
Well, Vanessa, she was the one who came up with that. It's switching back and forth on the screens on the same device.
Right.
That's how she's doing it.
So we see, how do you say, Isla Enot? Isla Enot is doing it with a phone and a tablet.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
That's how I do it on Hump Day.
So
it's also how I do it on Tuesday Tea, Fuzzy Mondays.
That's how you do it every day.
I do it every day that way. Doesn't really change.
No.
All right, why don't you guys tell everybody what they need to do while I stretch and get ready for some schmoozing?
Absolutely. All right, squad, you already know what time it is. It is time for everybody to start sharing. This is the only way we could get the show out. I literally was walking here from getting my coffee, and somebody stopped me and was like, Brad Show Live. The only reason why people know about it is because of you guys. Please share. That literally just happened today.
Where did this happen?
Right outside.
Right outside?
Yes, and I was going to bring him up to meet you. He was some guy from India. I asked him where he was from, and he was like, I know you. Like, as I was walking out of Zara right across the street.
Right.
So that's the only reason why people know is because you guys help push this out. So please share. It's super easy. It's free. Just use your fingers, okay? We're about to start schmoozing with Brad. We're going to talk headlines and immigration news, including the lawsuit Mexico has recently filed in the U.S. court system.
And it's Wednesday, squad, so it's time for some Hump Day news, including the super diverse woman showcased in this year's recently released Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Issue.
And of course, you can call the telephone number scrolling on the bottom, 1-800-529-5465. You see me, a cartoon cutout of my head on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's body, carrying a sign saying, call me with your immigration questions. You may see that come across again. There we are. 1-800-529-5465. International +1 212 227-8933. Yo-Yo has a public service announcement.
PSA right here because I asked you guys how you guys watch, and Juscallme, she doesn't really understand how much power she has because we know that we're really live once we see Juscallme share. So she says, I comment on YouTube first and then I wait for the show to start on Facebook. I can watch both screens open on the phone.
There you go.
Yes.
She pulls an S quick.
Yep.
Right?
She pulls an S quick.
She pulls an S quick.
For not conspiracy theories, these are facts.
So you can call us right now. We do have our open lines. If you have your immigration questions, 1-800-529-5465. After we do our schmooze, after we do our immigration questions, our call-in section to our show, we'll check our social media, answer your questions, solve your problems, deal with your issues. Leave all of them in the comment section. Our eagle-eyed co-host, Jonathan Yo-Yo and Vanessa Nesquik Contreras will be checking the comments and asking me top questions, issues, and problems of the day.
Absolutely.
In social media check-in. And then later in the show, we're going to have another squad versus crew rematch between Joelle-Ann Reid, a.k.a. Just Call Me Joelle, also a.k.a. Juscallme, and crew member Jeremy Goldberg, a.k.a. J. Rhymes, a.k.a. the Tuesday Butler, in a game of sayings from around the world.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm curious. Sayings from around the world.
Maybe we can play while
I'd
we're
like to
watching
play
it.
because I haven't seen it yet,
we're
so
gonna play.
I'm
I
gonna play.
haven't either.
I'm gonna play as well.
Watch when you guys see that. That was quite a head-to-head challenge.
Were you were the host in that, Vanessa?
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm
Vanessa
excited.
knows who won, but we honestly don't know who won. We'll see what
Right.
happened. I guess Juscallme and Jay Rhymes knows who won. They'll keep quiet. But let's do some Schmooze and Brad and Yo-Yo and Vanessa. All right, so in the middle of the night, sometime around 4 in the morning, we were talking about the budget and the reconciliation that the Senate was going to pass on party lines. 50 Democrats passed it at 4 in the morning, a $3.5 trillion budget blueprint. It has to now pass the House of Representatives. The same exact $3.5 trillion has to pass the House of Representatives. That vote is going to be on August 23rd or thereabouts. Then it will get very interesting because right now what they did was they passed a pie of money. Mm-hmm. There's a pie of money. Now it's going to get interesting is they said we're going to talk about immigration, $107 billion to immigration to fund an amnesty program. That is everything that they have agreed on so far. Mm-hmm. What is this amnesty program? How will this amnesty program work? Who will be included in this amnesty program? Will they charge a fee for this amnesty program? How long will this amnesty program last for? How long will you have to wait for a green card? Which groups are in, which groups are out? What if I'm in removal? What if I filed for asylum? What if I have a criminal record? What if I entered without inspection? What if I came back after being deported? Who's going to be in? Who's going to be out? We don't know yet. We're going to find out because what's going to happen is after the budget blueprint is passed, it goes to individual Senate committees. And those individual Senate committees and those individual House of Representative committees are going to argue it out amongst the Democrats how to do this. Now, I am sure behind closed doors, they've already agreed somewhat.
Right.
Okay? They just haven't announced what it is yet. But they still have to get to the details. And the details, they have to agree in the Senate committee. They got to agree in the House committee. Then the House committee and the Senate committee got to come together and agree to the same exact thing. And then you got to get all the Democrats. Not one Democrat in the Senate can vote no. One Democrat votes no, that's the end of it. Ooh. They only have 4 Democrats in the House of Representatives who they can vote no and still pass this. And by the way, it's not just immigration. It's housing, tax reform, it's climate, it's everything in the budget for the United States of America. Immigration being a small sliver of a much bigger process. All of this has to be done on or before September 15th because the U.S. government needs to be funded by October 1st. Now, already today, 2 Democratic senators, Senator Manchin from West Virginia and Senator from Arizona, Kristen Sinema, they've said they're not voting for $3.5 trillion. They're getting cold feet already.
Uh-oh.
So they already voted yes. And then they said, well, this thing better be pared down between now and September 15th. Donald Trump has already weighed in, that pumpkin from Palm Beach, Florida.
Oh, gosh.
He's weighing in saying the Democrats are a bunch of communists. They're going to let all these immigrants into the United States of America and ruin our beautiful cities and our beautiful country. So he's already riling up his base. So a lot of Democrats who are in for tough fights, coming up in elections in 2022 or even 2024 that are in swing districts, swing districts. There are some districts in the United States of America where congressmen and senators are that are always going to vote Democrat no matter what. Okay? So that Democrat can always vote his or her conscience and not worry about the politics of what's going on. You vote your conscience when you don't have challengers. You vote what you think is the right thing to do. But there are some swing districts. Sometimes the Democrats win, sometimes the Republicans win. And these swing districts are very centered, moderate districts. They're not progressively liberal. They're not ultra-conservative pumpkin land. It's somewhere in the middle. And these senators and congressmen have to straddle that line because they can't be too progressive and liberal and give the ranch out to everybody, raise taxes on everybody, because they may not be voted in. That's not what a moderate-centered voter wants to see. A moderate-centered voter generally wants to see social change, but it doesn't cost them any money. As soon as it starts costing people money in these moderate, centered swing districts, that's when you start losing the elections. It goes all the way even back to George Bush the first. Remember George Bush the first? Read my lips, no new taxes. And he was a president. He was a president who just won the first Iraq war with Colin Powell as the general, if you remember. And I think the Iraq war was won in 2-3 weeks, whatever it was. The United States, George Bush was riding a wave of everybody loved him. There was not a lot of loss of American lives. They liberated Iraq and Kuwait. And they didn't liberate Iraq, actually. They liberated Kuwait. They stopped from going into Baghdad, if you remember. But the point is, the election was 6-9 months down the line, or even 10 months down the line. It was less than a year. Nobody thought a Democrat was going to win. Remember, Bill Clinton won.
Bill Clinton won.
Because George Bush said, read my lips, no new taxes, and then he raised taxes. And then he lost all those swing votes to Bill Clinton, who had a theory, and we still have that. We still have that side in our, in our production room. It's the economy, stupid. Okay, even that was Bill Clinton's. That was Bill Clinton. I mean, their internal whole presidential campaign was, they didn't come out and say it's the economy, stupid, but all their internal memos within the Bill Clinton 1992 presidential election was, it's the economy, stupid.
Wow.
So here again, swing voters are going to take it out on Democrats who could potentially lose the House of Representatives, potentially lose the Senate if their taxes start going up, and it's going to cost them money. People like to see, social justice. People like to see social change, but people don't like to see anything actually change. They want to keep their money in their pocket, and they want to keep whatever benefits they have and whatever luxuries they have without costing any money. And that's, to me, my opinion on the swing state thing. So we already see 2 senators coming out worried that
getting cold feet.
Worried that maybe it's going to be too costly. It's going to be too much taxes. They could lose elections. They don't want to lose power.
Right.
So it's going to be a very big, I don't know what the word is, a very big thing for Joe Biden and the Democrats, Schumer, Pelosi, Biden, to get every person to agree on everything that everybody wants. We'll see what happens. I'm optimistic, and you want to know why I'm optimistic?
Why?
Because Joe Biden was in the Senate for 30 or 40 years.
Right.
All right. This guy knows how to make a deal in the Senate, and he knows how to make a deal in the House.
That's smart.
Okay. And you just saw this in the in the infrastructure deal. Okay, Donald Trump for 4 years, he couldn't get any bipartisan deal done in 4 years. Yeah, that pumpkin. I love that picture.
That picture.
Okay, that picture. I love that picture. He couldn't get a bipartisan deal done, but Biden knew how to negotiate. Politics is the art of compromise. He knew where to compromise. He knew where not to. He got that bipartisan deal done. So let's hope.
Yeah.
You can't lose any Democrats in the Senate, not one. And you could only lose 4 in the House, and they got to not only agree on immigration, but everything.
Yeah.
Other than that, nothing happens. We're going to know more each and every day. You know, somebody called me earlier. They go, "What's the news today?" There's no new news. I'm basically reiterating what I said yesterday.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right now, what is passed is the Senate, $107 billion to start an amnesty program for people in the United States. We'll know a lot more in the next month or two. Not in the next month or two. The next month. September 15th is right around the corner, right?
Yep. Literally a month.
Yes. Meanwhile, Vanessa.
Let's hear it. What's going on in Florida? I feel
No, Mexico. Mexico. I'm just anything south of New York. I say. Meanwhile, Vanessa. If it was happening in Virginia, I'd go. Meanwhile, Vanessa, what's going on in Virginia? Mexican officials, they've complained for years. We talked about this before. That 70% of the gun violence in Mexico is caused by United States manufactured guns that cross the border illegally into Mexico and are being used in gun violence in Mexico. So now the country of Mexico has sued the gun manufacturers in the United States and Massachusetts. Wow. First time ever that a national government has sued a gun maker in the United States. The suit accuses the companies of actively facilitating the flow of weapons to powerful drug cartels, fueling traffic in which 70% of guns traced in Mexico are found to have come from the United States of America. Now, the Mexican government cited 3 guns made by Colt that appear to directly target a Mexican audience with Spanish nicknames and themes that resonate in Mexico. One of them, a special edition 38 caliber pistol, is engraved with the face of the Mexican revolutionary hero Emiliano Zapata. And a quote that has been attributed to Emiliano Zapata is on this gun.
Horrible.
It says, "It is better to die standing than to live on your knees." I don't think this lawsuit's going to go too far, because I don't know of any law that says you can't engrave a saying on a gun, and that would be illegal.
Well, how about kind of like, catering or trying to kind of push it towards a certain group,
I don't know. I would be very surprised if this lawsuit goes anywhere, but we'll see. I'm far from an expert in gun control laws and this is a constitutional issue of, can a foreign government sue a corporation in the United States for violence that's happening in their country?
Right.
Because this is not even violence that's happening in the United States.
Isn't it being sold illegally?
It's being trafficked. It's being trafficked. They're not selling the guns in Mexico. They're not conducting business. They're selling to people in the United States who are taking it over, and the gun manufacturers aren't doing anything about it.
Right.
So it's not as if Colt Gun is marketing this in Mexico. They're not putting advertisements out by the Colt Gun with the Zapata quote on it. So I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. I think it's more political to get the Biden administration to do something about this, which hopefully they will. There's so much for the Biden administration to do.
It's a lot.
We were just talking about this budget. Guns.
It's a lot.
Guns. Now the Mexican government official says they've been closely watching several recent U.S. cases involving gun manufacturers, including a lawsuit brought against Remington by families of the children killed in the Sandy Hook school. And the families are now considering a $33 million settlement. But the difference is that that happened in the United States of America.
Right.
But there's so much for the Biden administration to do. Guns. What about voting rights?
It's a lot.
You know, I mean, they're limiting minorities from going to the voting booth, and people in the working class from going to the voting booth. They're putting barriers up to voting. Whatever happened to one man, one vote, one person, one vote? Not even man, one person, one vote. Whatever happened to that? You know, in Texas, they want to change the law to put so many barriers up that would keep Republicans in power. They're actually the Democrats are not showing up to the state capitol for a quorum. And now there's a warrant out for the Democrat congressman's arrest in the state of Texas.
Oh, man.
The Democrats in Washington, D.C. have to change voting rules, or states are going to enshrine, you know, voting rules that are going to disenfranchise blacks and minorities.
Right.
There's so much to do, Yo-Yo.
I feel like they got this, though.
So much to do.
One day at a time.
And on top of it all, the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change released their long-awaited report.
Oh, gosh.
The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called the report a code red for humanity, noting that global heating is affecting every region on Earth, with many of the changes irreversible. The report is 3,500 pages long, represents years and years and years of research. It is authored by more than 200 scientists from over 60 countries. It cites more than 14,000 scientific studies. This is a worldwide report that has been agreed upon by people from every region of this earth. And this report blames global warming on who? Humans.
Of course.
Us.
Or the people.
The people. Yep. Greenhouse gas emissions. And it is no longer a question of whether it is a natural cause, global warming, or human caused. It is human caused. The warming is happening so fast that scientists previously thought, and the latest projections have us reaching or exceeding 1.5 degrees above what we were just a decade ago. The Earth is warmed 1.5 degrees more in the last 10 years. It's mostly carbon pollution and methane gas.
That is horrible, and that's what we're breathing in.
This is I mean, everything I'm reading is horrible.
It's all connected.
It's all connected. Horrible. Heat waves, like the ones that occurred in the Pacific Northwest and Canada, are now going to be 5 times more likely. At 2 degrees warming, the frequency of heat waves is going to increase 14 more times than it was a decade ago. We're at 1.5 degrees warming already. Droughts used to occur once per decade are now occurring 70% more frequently. If warming continues to 2 degrees, these droughts will occur 3 times as often. Flooding has intensified. More intense evaporation of water because of the heat leads to droughts, but warmer air can also hold more rainwater, produce extreme rainfall, heavy downpours. They've increased 30% in the last decade. Hurricanes are now growing stronger. They're producing more rain. Sea levels are rising. Weather is whiplashing, hot to cold. All of this in this climate report. The world needs to do something.
Scary.
There's so much to do. So much to do.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have a pumpkin in Palm Beach living in his little castle there with his, I don't know, hand out.
It's a smirk.
With that smirk, talking about giving a green card to some person who deserves it, and we're now all turning into communists.
Right.
Is there any good news?
Hump day.
Let's go to coronavirus. There's no good news there either. This is
Oh,
a schmooze of bad news.
Yeah.
Bad news. Damn.
Get to the numbers.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
Damn.
go. Let's go.
Let's just bring it out.
All right, COVID, it ain't going away. It's here. And today, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, here's some decent news. They said that pregnant people who do take the COVID vaccine, and then if you do get pregnant, there has been no increase in miscarriages due to women who have taken the COVID vaccine and then have gotten pregnant. I know a lot of women were scared who were of birthing age to take the COVID vaccine because of that. Now, obviously, in all deference to, I'm pro-vaccine, but in all deference, you don't know what this is going to do to your unborn child.
Yeah, absolutely. As
that child grows up. But as far as having a miscarriage, there is no scientific evidence that it is causing any sort of miscarriages. Los Angeles, if you live in Los Angeles, you got to wear a mask indoors, whether you're vaccinated or not. Today, the Los Angeles City Council voted unanimously to have the city attorney draw up an ordinance that will require the public to show proof of receiving at least one COVID vaccination to enter indoor sports like retail stores, restaurants, bars, gyms. New York City is doing the same thing as of August 16th. I don't know how they would ever be able to enforce this. How are you going to prove whether you took a vaccination or not? It's going to be so easy to get the card. To just print something off your computer. You can take a picture of somebody else's card and just, Photoshop stuff. And then, the lady or the man at the host, what are they? They're private investigators to figure out whether this code is good or not. So I don't know how this is ever going to work.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
I don't know how this is going to go.
Things developing, and we have no idea why.
And my opinion on COVID is it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere.
Right.
Okay. It's not happening. It's going to happen indefinitely. It's going to go around the world. But I did speak to some off the record, some scientists who are well versed in virology. And historically, what I was told, this will make you feel a little better, okay, that in every pandemic, eventually the virus gets weakened and weakened because of people become immune to it over time. Mm-hmm. So over time, we will always have COVID, but over time the virus will hopefully weaken because that has been the history of every other virus and every other pandemic over the course of history. So let's hope that the COVID-19 works the same way. And then eventually it will be something that is in the world, but we don't have to be talking about it every day.
There it goes. See how you lighten that up?
A little bit. You know what? Maybe there's some light news in Hump Day.
It's Hump Day.
Maybe there's some light news in Hump Day. What do you think?
It's Hump Day.
I'm hoping so.
Well, Abby Roberts, 19 of Salt Lake City, Utah. Bika King, 18 years old, and Morgan Tabor, 21 years old. These three women. You know what they have in common? They were all dating the same guy at the same time. Oh. And this guy was cheating on all of them with each other. And they didn't know it for over 2.5 months. So these three women now, when they found out, they became united because they all had the same cheating boyfriend. So what they did to cope, they bought a bus and went on a road tour, the three of them, of the United States. They hit the road in June. They're presently camped out in Bozeman, Montana. They're documenting their adventures on their Instagram page, the BAM Bus,
Damn, those are nice pictures, though.
which they named after all three of their initials. Now, this all happened back in December when Tabor had a suspicious feeling about her boyfriend. They had dated on and off for several years, but at that point they had agreed to date exclusively. She noticed that her boyfriend, who was a 20-year-old college student who lived down the street from her parents' house in Boise, Idaho, was texting several women and receiving flirty comments on his social media posts.
Dirty dog.
It's always the flirty comments, right?
Dirty dog.
Dirty dog. So
what did they do?
Not the comments.
It's the comments.
Don't document this
Don't.
behavior.
Yeah. Don't. I mean, if you're gonna be cheating, keep it in the DM, right?
Where you can just delete it.
Keep it in the DM, because if you put in the public comments, you're gonna be caught, right?
Absolutely.
So, not that I have any experience with this. I'm just telling you what it is.
Neither do I.
Now, Tabor, who works as an organic produce company, said, I had this uneasy feeling. So I looked up one of the girls' names on Instagram, and she discovered that almost all of the photos on her page showed her with this guy who I thought was my boyfriend. Dang. What's my boyfriend doing on this woman's page?
Jeez.
Now, Tabor contacted the woman on Instagram, and she was equally stunned. They dug further and then found Roberts, the third woman, a Utah State University student and artist whose name they spotted on their busy boyfriend's social media accounts. Now, Roberts from Utah says she's been dating the guy since Halloween. Now, when Morgan contacted me, this is what Roberts says, it was the most insane feeling ever. This guy had literally slept at my house the night before, kissed me goodbye, and said he was driving back to Boise from Utah to visit his family. Instead, he turned up at Tabor's house in the middle of her long FaceTime chat with Roberts. So the man leaves one woman, says, I'm going back to my family, drives straight to the second woman, and when they found each other, they're FaceTiming each other. Boom, caught,
That's
done.
exhausting, though. That's exhausting.
Yes. He tried to convince me there was nothing wrong with dating more than one woman at a time, but nobody bought it. In January, they all decided to meet for a weekend at Robert's apartment. She says it was obvious we were all really cool, fun people, and had a lot in common. Right away, we became very good friends. So, I mean, you would think that all three of these women were very hurt because they wouldn't have gotten together to commiserate with each other if they weren't hurt and didn't care about this man.
Right, for sure.
Okay? So they were very hurt, obviously. They were cheated on. It's a very hurtful feeling, you know, and, you know, they got together and instead of feeling down about themselves, they picked each other up. They did this bus thing, and they recovered from this. And so many people, you know, when you get cheated on, you just feel so bad about yourself.
And then also because you're so alone. So I love the fact that they said it's not a revenge tour. You know, what that guy did to them doesn't define their life. So the fact that they had each other to pick each other up, live their dream life, and having a blast at the same time, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think you know, where they took a really negative thing and made it positive.
But I think we could all take lessons from that. You know, I always try and look at certain situations, like especially bad things that happen to me, and I try to flip it and find the positive in it.
Yeah. You know, everybody has been cheated on once in their lifetime, I'm sure, or felt bad about something that their significant other did to them at some point in their life. Nobody's ever had a carefree relationship with somebody, you know, each person they've ever gone or dated or been with for their entire lifetime. So, you know, you always do feel bad when your significant other does something that is hurtful to you. And in this particular case, they were able to cope. And that's a nice thing.
Right. Juscallme said, nice story, but I ain't friending my matey.
Meanwhile, sports.
Wow.
What'd you say, Vanessa?
Thought it was pretty mature and empowering.
I think so. Yeah, and they were young women. They weren't even old. They were in their,
Right.
just
This
becoming
new
an adult.
generation, though, is real different. Because I know my generation, maybe a little older, it'd be a little scrapping. You know what I mean? Somebody getting whooped.
Definitely, yeah. We are
See a lot of videos of that online.
Really?
Yes.
So people are more chill about this, you're saying?
Yeah, they're so open, free, sexual fluidity, and,
Taking
just.
the time to understand that neither of these women are at fault. I
Right.
think it's like that conversation. It's just like, this guy's a douche, but you ladies aren't. It's I don't know. People are like really sitting down and like becoming
it's real
aware
different.
of situations.
That's
Yo-yos.
right. That's why you'll see in the comments, like even Dion Reed said, "Don't friend your mate." Like, we ain't down for all of this type
Right.
of talk,
Right.
But that's cool for them.
Right.
All right. I don't know if I would go on a bus ride with anybody for
Hell no,
hell
you got
no.
me twisted.
No.
But it's cute for them.
Okay. They found a way to I guess make an Instagram account and get some followers. So
I mean,
yeah.
look,
Right, but that's what people do at their age.
yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Issue came out on July 22nd. The magazine has been putting out the swimsuit issue since 1964, and the 2021 issue showcases the most diverse group of women to date, including a plus-size woman and a 57-year-old woman as well.
Wow.
Yeah, this year's 3 cover stars are tennis great Naomi Osaka, Megan Thee Stallion, and Lena Bloom, the first trans woman to appear in the issue and on the cover. Sports Illustrated swimsuit editor MJ
Huge.
Day told the Post, "For years we've been working tirelessly to move the needle and change the conversation around beauty and acceptance. And here are some of the featured models. Tell me who you like. And tell me who you like too. Yumi New. She's a rookie. She's making a mark as the publication's first ever plus-size Asian model. She's Japanese and Dutch, originally from California. She's DJ Steve Aoki's niece.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I love Steve.
And she's modeled for the past 12 years and is coming out with a plus-size clothing line, Bluki, later this year that focuses on sustainability. Danielle Harrington. She rocked the swimsuit issue in 2018 as the 3rd black woman to ever appear on the cover. She's excited to return for her 5th year, flaunting her cornrow braids.
Love it.
A style that models rarely get to wear.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Jasmine Sanders, the 2020 cover star and 2019 Rookie of the Year. The German-American Sanders is 30 years old. She has 2 covers under her belt. She said, "It's very excited and very proud to be amongst a handful of black and mixed-race women on the cover, but it also highlights how much work we have to do." Laís Ribeiro, the Brazilian-born model. She's a former Victoria's Secret angel, 8-time Victoria's Secret Angel Fashion Show model. And Ribeiro, 30, she's been working the runway since 2009. And we have 2 more. 2 more. We might as well go through everybody, right?
Okay.
Naima Tang, self-taught beauty vlogger. It's one of this year's 8 rookies. And the YouTube star born in Ethiopia has worked with several makeup lines, including Bobbi Brown and Fenty.
Wow.
And lastly, 57-year-old Kathy Jacobs is blowing rigid modeling standards out of the water. Jacobs began modeling in the 80s, and she has appeared in multiple advertising campaigns, including Third Love
Her
and
body looks
Soji Beauty.
amazing.
Yeah, she was also featured in Miley Cyrus's 2019 music video, Mother's Daughter. According to Jacobs, the only thing getting old is ageism.
That part.
She is now creating her own skincare line curated for women over 50.
Love it.
All right. And finally, according to an article in the Sunday Irish Mirror, sex parties are springing up all over Ireland, Vanessa and Yo-Yo. You ready to go to Ireland?
No, that won't be free.
That won't be for you?
No.
You don't like sex parties?
Nah, I'm Gucci.
You're Gucci. Well, allegedly, couples forced to cool their ardor, is that a word, ardor? During lockdown are flocking to weekend orgies across Ireland. It's a big thing right now in Ireland, apparently, according to the Sunday Irish Mirror. One member of the swinging community says the orgies are taking place every Saturday night all over Ireland. Sarah, not her real name, says the scene is huge, but underground. She told the Irish Sunday Mirror it's a big middle class and upper middle class thing.
Oh.
She says in Dublin, the scene is big in Mount Marion, Killiney, and Dalkey. And she's attended at least 40 swingers parties in her own city. 40 in one city! She revealed the appeal is simple.
You said what, Nesquik?
She's attended or she's hosted?
She's attended 40 in her own city. 40 different ones. Every Saturday. They're all over Ireland.
It's a lot of work she's putting in.
Yeah, because I mean, it's, you know, I would get tested if I were her.
Yeah.
Not just for COVID, right?
For everything.
Yeah, for everything. She needs a full test.
Yeah.
She revealed the appeal is simple. It's to explore your sex life and try new things. So Ireland, they're really getting down there in Ireland.
There we go.
The luck of the Irish. Talk about the luck of the Irish.
That's our Hump Day news. As Yo-Yo says, bang, 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 right?
Literally.
All right, and taking our Hump Day right to our Braducation, our OnlyFans page, where I am fully clothed, the only fully clothed lawyer on OnlyFans. I talk about lawful perspective, immigrant status, what it can mean for millions of people if it passes, and the one thing anyone who wants to be eligible has to do. My goal is straightforward, to make the law usable and easy to understand for everyone. All of us in the United States have equal rights and should have an equal opportunity and a right to justice. I'm here to help because I want everybody to achieve their American dream. I'm Brad Bernstein, and this is your Immigration Braducation. I'm not here to tell you what you want to know. I'm here to tell you what you need to know. U.S. immigration law is complex, and the regulations are constantly changing. My objective is to make the law easy for you to understand so that you can use the justice system, know your rights, take advantage of the law, and achieve your American dream. Now, the Pew Research Center estimates that approximately 11 million people living in the United States are out of status. And for the first time in 35 years, an amnesty bill that has a chance to pass has been presented to Congress by President Biden. Called the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021, the immigration reform bill is 363 pages and offers 5 different amnesties and an overhaul to family and employment-based immigration. Now, keep in mind, this is not law yet and is subject to change and may not even be passed by Congress. But because the Democrats control the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the presidency, people are very excited about this. So let's get into the meat, the substance, the nitty-gritty of one very important section of the United States Citizenship Act of 2021 that will affect the lives of millions of people. Lawful prospective immigrant status. You're going to hear a lot about this. Now, before we get to the amnesty, let me give you a braducation within a braducation. There are 5 categories of immigration status that you can have in America. 1, you can be a United States citizen. 2, you can be a lawful permanent resident. That's somebody with a green card. 3, you can be a non-immigrant. That is someone who is lawfully in the United States with a visa that is temporary in nature, such as a visitor, student, or even somebody on a temporary work visa. 4, you can be in the United States under color of law, which is somebody who is neither a citizen, resident, or non-immigrant, but nevertheless is legal to be in America, such as someone with a pending asylum application, or a pending adjustment of status application, or recipient of deferred action for childhood arrivals known as DACA, or even somebody under temporary protected status known as TPS. Or 5, you can be undocumented because you came to the United States without inspection, or you were inspected as a non-immigrant and overstayed your allotted time on your visa, or you had a green card and were ordered deported and just never left. So now people who are residing in the United States under color of law, as well as those who are undocumented, will be eligible for this new immigration amnesty status that will affect millions of lives. Lawful prospective immigrant status will cover people who are physically in the United States and are undocumented or in the United States under color of law on January 1st, 2021 and pass a background check. Those individuals will receive employment authorization, immediate authorization to travel back and forth to their home country, a social security number, a driver's license, apply for health insurance, and have the ability to apply even for the Affordable Care Act. In fact, anyone with an application pending for lawful prospective immigrant status will not be subject to deportation. And if the status is granted, you still cannot get deported unless you commit a crime, and this status will be good for up to 6 years. Between years 5 and 6 in lawful prospective immigrant status, if you have remained in the United States for 180 days each of those 5 years and have no criminal record barring you, you can then make a new application to adjust your status to lawful resident status and become a green card holder. And once you have a green card, you can decide to keep it for life, or you can apply for U.S. citizenship 3 years after you adjust your status, and you can become a United States citizen. Now, one big thing to remember, to go from lawful prospective immigrant status to lawful permanent resident or U.S. citizen, you must have paid all of your taxes while living in the United States. If you don't, you will find yourself regretting that decision when you try to gain permanent lawful status. What many people do not understand is that all undocumented immigrants are able to pay their state and federal taxes every year with an individual tax identification number, an ITIN, which replaces a social security number just for the purpose of paying taxes. Undocumented immigrants must pay taxes just like United States citizens. To get an individual tax identification number, file a W-7 form with your 1040 return. It's that simple. So lawful prospective immigrant status. Remember this new term. It will be life-changing for millions of out-of-status immigrants in the United States if this passes. All right, so you can watch all of our Braducations at Bradshow Live on OnlyFans. And yes, I will have all my clothes on. I want to make it very clear. There's no hump day anything going on OnlyFans on Bradshow Live. None. Zero. Zippo. Zip. But I'll tell you what's going to happen right now. You got a question? I got an answer. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. All right, let's go to Ali in Chicago. Ali.
Hi, Brad. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. All right. I have a marriage-based 10 years green card.
Right.
Okay. And my wife has actually applied for annulment of fraud against me. So what is going to happen now with my green card?
How long have you been married to your wife?
2.5 years now.
Okay. Why is she?
I have a 10 years green card.
Why is she alleging? Why is she alleging fraud?
She thinks that I have actually married her for the green card.
Okay. So if you get your marriage annulled, you would have a problem becoming a citizen because the annulment means the marriage never happened. So the basis of you getting a green card doesn't exist. A judge in a court of law found there was fraud in the marriage, and they could say, hey, maybe there was fraud in the marriage, investigate it, and try to take your green card away or even put you in deportation. What I would do in all of these situations, because that's the only way your wife can get back at you if she wants to get back at you, is to annul the marriage. Not to say you would absolutely lose your green card, but you could be in jeopardy of it. So what I would suggest that you do, hire a very good lawyer, contest the annulment, prove that your wife is not telling the truth. It was a marriage of love. It's very hard to annul a marriage when you contest it with some evidence that it was legitimate and real. And then you
No, I already contested, Brad.
Okay,
I already
great.
contested.
That's
I'm
fine.
fighting a case.
And then not only would I contest the annulment, but I would countersue her for divorce, and then you just take the divorce yourself. It doesn't matter that you got married and divorced. It's just an annulment is the problem.
So I can take the divorce by myself?
You can take the divorce yourself. I would countersue her. In other words, she's suing you for annulment. I would sue her for a divorce and put it all in one action.
Okay.
All right.
And I can go ahead and take the
I would
divorce.
hire a good lawyer and make sure that you don't have any problems.
All right. Thank you, Brad. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Victor in San Pedro, Honduras. Victor.
Yeah, bro, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, right. Listen, man. We retained you guys about 2 years ago, right?
Uh-huh.
And when I retained you guys, I wanted you to take over my case.
Right.
Okay. Unfortunately, you passed my case to someone else, and I have been trying to call your office to speak to you directly.
Victor, hold on. Okay, we don't need to. I'm not sure who you are, but let's figure out what's going on with your case, and we'll try to fix it. Hold on 1 second, okay?
I've been trying to talk to you directly, Brian, but no, I can get through you.
I'm talking to you directly right now, Victor. And what I'm saying to you is I can't solve your problem on a live show. So hold on 1 second,
okay.
and I'll be more than happy to talk to you off the air. Lisa in Miramar, Florida.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Okay, so my spouse is a green card holder. He filed the I-130 on January 2020 for both myself and my son. I'm here now on a B2 visa for the past 3 months. I've decided to apply for the I-485 for myself.
Right.
But the problem I'm having is that my son is already out of status because he has been here for a year. What should I do about him?
Who is sponsoring you?
Pardon?
Who's sponsoring you again? Tell me I missed that first part.
My husband.
He's a resident or he's a citizen?
He's a resident.
Okay. And you just got here, but your son is out of status?
Yes.
How old is your son?
He's 14.
And where is the father of your child?
My husband is the father of my son.
Your husband is the father?
Yes.
How did he get his green card?
His dad.
Okay. When did his dad file for him?
He has his green card for over 15 years, but he was never in the country for any period of time.
I see.
So it's a problem for him to get his citizenship now.
When did he come back to the United States of America?
He came back in November of 2019.
Okay. So he's not going to become a citizen until 2024. He should file for your son. Your son's out of status. Your son, where is he from originally?
Jamaica.
He would have to go back to Jamaica to pick up his green card, but it'll be absolutely okay because he's going to get his green card appointment well before his 18th birthday. There is no bar to getting a green card living out of status in the United States of America as long as you leave before your 18th birthday. So I've done this plenty of times. The other alternative would be to wait on your husband's citizenship, but then your son's going to be 19, 20 years old at that point, and that doesn't make sense to me. So I think the best thing to do is let your husband file an I-130 visa petition separately from you to process your son in Kingston. It may take a year or 2 years or even 3 years, but he's going to go home to Kingston to pick up his green card before he turns 18, and he'll be back a week later or 2 weeks later, something like that.
But he has already filed the I-130 for both of us. So
you would file a separate I-130 for your son now. It'll be faster than completing your case and then transferring transferring the case to the National Visa Center after you adjust your status. So just file a separate I-130 for your son now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go to Eduardo in Concord, California.
Oh, hi, Brett. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I just have a couple interesting questions here for you.
Right.
So, my friend, he has been married twice, and the first marriage didn't work. You know, a while later he married again, but now he needs to file for VAWA.
Okay.
The first question is, he basically already filed 2 I-765. Now, on the third 765,
He filed 2 I-765s based on what?
On marriage.
On the first marriage and the second marriage, or both on the second
First marriage and second marriage.
Okay, fine. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Now, on the third one, should I mark as initial permission on the 765 or renewal?
On you're filing a new adjustment application?
Yes.
It would be an initial. It would be an initial on this particular adjustment application.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. That was the first question. The second question is, on the I-360, I-765, and I-485, it asks the last place of your arrival in the United States, right? And normally you put, BB2 overstay, record number 94, blah, blah, blah. What about if he traveled on parole and came back? Should that be the last entry with the visa?
His last entry would be on parole.
And then you just put parolee?
You wrote advanced parole, and wherever he came into JFK, he came into LAX, wherever he came into.
Okay, doesn't matter if it was, okay, right. Cool. Okay, this is an interesting question because a lot of people ask about that one. So, yeah, you don't have to count the I-94. Right. And the third question is, since the F2A is current and he was married to...
You can file his adjustment.
He can file together, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, mark a yes here, yes. Okay, and the fourth and last question.
I think Eduardo's a paralegal helping somebody and just asking for free advice here, but I'm happy to help you.
Nah. Man, people don't speak English, bro.
Okay. What
Look,
else?
and how long does a FOIA from USCIS take?
Oh, at least 6 months these days, and maybe sometimes longer.
Oh, doesn't matter how big or small the file is, huh?
No. But sometimes what you can do is when you request a FOIA, if you want a specific document and you don't want the whole file, you can request a specific document and it could be fast-tracked sometimes.
Okay. Thank you so much,
right.
Brad. You're the best.
Okay, thank you, Eduardo.
Sir.
Be well.
Have a good one.
Okay. All right, let's go to Nathaniel in Brooklyn.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey, Brad. Good evening. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
I have a question. My wife and I, we are here. We overstayed our visa quite a few years now. And my sister, she wanted to file for me. I know it will take a while, but I'm just asking if she can file for the both of us at the same time.
Who wants to file for you?
My sister.
Wants to file for you, and who else?
My wife.
Yes, your sister would file for you, and your wife would be included on your application.
Okay.
But it's going to be a long time, maybe 10, 12 years, and who knows if you'll be able to get your green card here, if you can go home with a waiver. Who knows what the law will be?
I'm still waiting on Mr. Biden too, but
yes.
I mean,
But I mean, let your sister put it in. She, where it says family members, she puts in your wife's name under family members, and guess what? She filed for both of you.
Okay. Thank you, Brad.
Okay. Good luck.
All right. Bye-bye.
Let's go to Ray in Omaha.
Hey, Brad. How are you?
Hi, Ray.
Yes. I had a VAWA, and it was approved recently. Mm-hmm. However, I had a J1 visa in the past.
Right.
So I haven't been able to adjust my status because I had a 2-year requirement.
Right.
I applied for hardship to myself, but it was denied.
Okay.
So I wonder what can I do now? I mean, because I can't go home for.
Did you get a no objection letter? Did you apply for a no objection letter?
No, because it was sponsored by the U.S. Department of Education. Yeah.
I see. Well, I think what you would need to do is take a look at the hardship application, have somebody take a look at it, and see if we can juice it up, sort of, juice it up a little bit, and see if we can refile it and do a better job.
So it is possible to refile it?
Yeah, you can keep filing it till you get it right. Why not?
Oh.
Okay, so let's let somebody else take a look at it, whether it's me or somebody else, and see if we can do a better job or that other person can do a better job.
Okay, thank you. And another question: if I get a travel document, can I travel without any problem with it?
On the advanced parole, yes.
Yeah, I mean my VAWA was approved, but I haven't. Filed just yet.
You can't get a travel document on an approved VAWA. You can get a travel document with a pending adjustment.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Milan in Yorktown Heights, New York. Milan.
Hi, Brad.
Hey,
how are you?
Good.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
So, I'm going to try to make it as short as possible.
Sure.
So, I came here with B2 visa and, married to a U.S. citizen. This past 13th of July, I had my third interview. So, on the second interview, they approved I-130.
Right.
But, but prior to the marriage, I had filed for asylum. So, I have already withdrawn it, after the first interview, which was in 2018.
Right.
But this, past couple of interviews, all they asked me is about the asylum.
Right.
So, I've been answering that, but, they don't, respond to anything, and, there is no decision.
You're not in removal, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And you've been filing an adjustment based on a marriage since 2018?
2017.
I think it's time for a mandamus. They're
actually,
violating rights.
Actually, I had an attorney who filed a mandamus. May of this year, and then they called me for an interview in July.
Great.
So, but still, they just asked for the asylum. Well, they know it, I've already withdrawn it, but all the questions were for asylum. The same story, they keep asking. So, and at the interview, he said, it's going to be really hard to approve this case, and then he has to discuss with
there's
people.
obviously something in your asylum case that they have a problem with. What is it?
Well, I don't see, that's what, I was told by my attorney. I don't see the huge problem.
What is the problem that your attorney sees?
Well, he thinks, the immigration officer is being really hard on me.
That's not a problem, but what is the problem that he sees in this asylum case? Obviously, there's an issue. Okay, you may not even know what the issue is, but there's an issue that needs to be worked through. Because even after you get the mandamus, they interview you, they do the same exact thing, and then don't make a decision. Either we got to work through the problem or file another mandamus and go back to the judge and say, how many times do we got to go before you? They got to make a decision. They can't just say, I'm going to schedule an appointment. So maybe you need a second mandamus. I don't know. But before we do that, you got to figure out what the problem is. There's a reason why they're not approving you. And then,
but so you can...
I'm asking you. You know the reason. Maybe you don't want to share it with us at this moment, but you got to know the reason why. What the problem? Even if you say that's a BS problem, that's absolutely not true. They're really screwing with me. But listen, they've interviewed you several times. What are they asking you? What questions are they asking you? You would know what the problem is. You know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Yes, well, they've been asking me the same question. What did I do? What did I do since I was 4 years old to until I came to America? And I've been telling the same thing. I was abducted as a child.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Nepal.
Okay. I think you need a consultation because we got to figure out what the problem is with your asylum case, and then we'll go from there. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So let's go to Elizabeth in the Bronx. Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you? Can you hear me, Brad?
I do hear you. What's going on?
Yes. So I applied for my N400 last month, and they called me for biometrics next week.
Great.
But I have a shoplifting pending case that has not been called yet.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if I should go for the biometrics or because I have a lawyer for the shoplifting and also got an immigration lawyer as well. So I'm wondering whether
this is for your citizenship?
Yes, sir.
What's going to happen on the shoplifting? Do you know?
Well, the lawyer, the criminal lawyer, wants to put me into the division. I don't know, the diversion program.
Diversion program. Okay.
Yeah. But the immigration lawyer is against it, saying it might affect my case eventually.
Diversion program is fine. That means it's not a conviction. Your issue is you can't prove good moral character if you have a pending criminal case. So my advice would be, you're not going to get deported from it through a diversion program and everything, but you don't know how long this is going to last. So my opinion would be just withdraw your citizenship.
Okay.
Figure out the criminal case. Once it's resolved, just refile again. That seems
Okay.
to be the most
So would that affect me? How long can I file after it's resolved?
the next day, as long as it's resolved in your favor.
Okay, so should I not go for my biometric? Do I call them?
No, just withdraw. Just write a letter. I withdraw my asylum. I withdraw my citizenship case.
So can I send them an email, or do I have to write a letter?
Write a letter to attach the receipt notice. Write a letter to whatever address the receipt notice came from.
Okay, and send it to them and just withdraw everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Ash in Cincinnati. Ash.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
What's going on?
Hello.
I'm here, Ash. What's going on?
Yes, I'm calling about my case I-130. Yes, I've been like the case still pending. It's like 1 year now.
What I-130? Who's filing for you, Ash?
My mom.
Your mom is filing for you. How old are you?
I'm 21 now.
Did you, when your mom filed for you, you were under 21 or you were over 21 when she started?
I was under.
All right. Is your
I
mom?
was
Is
under.
your mom a citizen of the United States?
No,
She's a resident?
She got green card, yeah.
Okay, so you're now going to end up in the F2B category, and you're going to wait 5-6 years. So don't expect an approval anytime soon.
I got to wait 5 to 6 years?
You're going to be in the F2B category. You're over 21. You're going to wait a long time now. Are you are you in status or out of status at this moment?
I'm in because I came here with a visitor. And I stay.
I'm sorry?
I come like visit.
When did you come to the United
visitor.
States? When did you come to the United States?
2016.
You have not been a visitor since 2016. You're out of status now. Right?
Yeah.
So you have a problem because your mom filed a visa petition for you. You turned 21. You're out of status. You can't adjust your status here. Once the I-130 gets approved, you would have to do a provisional waiver, go home. You'll end up in the F2B category, and you're going to wait years and years and years, exactly what I said. So you need to figure out other options. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Got issues. Let's go to Tracy in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Bird. I just have a quick question for you.
Yes.
My husband filed my I-864 in February, and we have gotten an interview for within a week's time. The question is, we have a 2-year-old. Can we take our 2-year-old with us to the interview?
Your husband filed an adjustment for you?
Yes, he filed my adjustment, and we have an interview in a week time.
Of course, take your 2-year-old. Why not? You don't have to leave your 2-year-old at home.
Pardon?
You can take your 2-year-old. Don't leave a 2-year-old at home by him or herself. Of course you can take the baby.
Oh, I was thinking if we could leave her with someone or we can take her because when I went to do my fingerprint,
whatever's best for you. You can take the baby. They're not going to throw you out if you bring a baby with you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Sandra in Easton, Pennsylvania.
Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I've been listening to your program for the past 3 years now.
Oh, fantastic.
And you helped me a lot.
Great.
Now I have a question.
Sure.
My spouse came here on a visiting visa in 2019.
Yes.
I'm here now. Since 2019, August, a green card holder. My sister did sponsored for me.
Great.
Can I marry to him and file for him?
Yes, you can. Either you'll end up doing a provisional waiver and he'll go home and come back. He's out of status now, or he's in status at the moment?
He's here since 2019.
Okay, yes, you can marry him. He's out of status probably. File a visa petition for him. When did you get your green card?
I got my green card in, I think, of December 2019.
Okay, around the same time he came. So you're not going to become a citizen until 2025. So you're going to file an I-130 visa petition for him. When it's approved, you're going to do a provisional waiver for him. He's going to go home and come back, and he's going to get his green card.
Did he have to go home?
Unless you become a citizen, he's going to wait all that time for you to be a citizen. But he's going to go
I'm
home.
asking if he has to go home.
Unless you're going to become a citizen, he has to go home. So, but he can do a provisional waiver. You go home smartly, not dumb. If you just go home without a waiver, you won't come back. That's dumb. If you go home with a waiver, a provisional waiver before you leave, that's smart. You go home for 2 weeks, you come back with a green card.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
I might have to make a
So my answer to you is file the visa petition. You can do that on your own. And then once it's approved, then contact me and we can talk about the provisional waiver.
Okay. Can I go ahead to have a daughter? Can I go ahead and file for her?
Of course you can.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. And Delphine, you spoke to us yesterday. I understand you have more questions. Delphine.
Hello?
Hi, how are you? We spoke.
I'm okay.
We spoke yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have more questions. Tell everybody what your problem was again.
Yes, withholding status. So I want to know, since I get divorced with my husband, if there is another way I can continue for the application that we already filed, or I just want to move on with another case.
Well, if you're getting divorced from your husband and things aren't working out, it would either be you would have to remarry and find somebody else in a bona fide marriage, loving marriage to file for you, or if there was abuse, whether it's physical abuse, extreme emotional abuse, perhaps an abuse case.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do for the VAWA, but I tried to speak with another lawyer, but he told me I don't have enough, I don't have enough.
What was the abuse that you're claiming?
Because he was abusing me physically.
He was abusing you physically?
Yeah, and
So how is
emotionally,
that
but I
not-
never.
What did he?
I never called the police.
It doesn't matter that you didn't call the police. What did he physically do to you?
I mean, he was fighting with me because of the money.
Did he physically hurt you?
Yes.
How did he physically hurt you?
He beat
you up?
me. Yes.
Okay, so guess what? You're a VAWA case. End of story. Whoever gave you advice otherwise is just a poor attorney. A good attorney can prove the truth. If the man beat you up, we can prove it. We can prove it with your own words, your own detailed statements about what happened. Of course you can file a VAWA. That's ridiculous. Okay, and we'll help you. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. And that goes for everybody. You can prove a VAWA case with your own words. You're a believable person. If this happened, you can tell a believable story. Somebody believes you, it happened. By the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions asked and answered, you can always follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. You follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. You can drop me a DM. I'll be happy to assist you. You don't have to call from Honduras. You can just text me on Instagram. Be more than happy to help you. You can also follow me at Brad Show Live. You follow me at Brad Show Live. You don't like 2 hours of me, Yo-Yo and Vanessa. Somebody said Brad and his goons. I guess you're the goon? Vanessa's not a goon.
Hey, I'm a writer.
You could be. All right, Vanessa's a goon too. All right, Vanessa's a goon too.
I wouldn't count her out.
All right, you don't like 2 hours of Brad and his goons, but you can handle 30 seconds of Brad and his goons. Follow us at Brad Show Live and on TikTok. You can leave a question on TikTok in the question and answers at Brad Show Live, and I'm answering them by video, right?
Yep.
People love it.
They love it.
Love it. Not like it, love it.
Love it.
Love.
Love.
With a capital L-O-V-E. There you go. Yo-Yo and Vanessa, what do you got?
You guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
And later, after we do our social media check-in, we're going to be seeing squad member Juscallme go up against crew member Jay Rhymes. They're going to compete in a game of sayings from around the world. Right now, the score is Squad 6, Crew 5.
Whoa.
The squad it started that the crew was well in advance. Squad's won the last couple of games.
Yeah, they're not
So we're
playing.
going to see what happens this round if Jay Rhymes could come back and tie it up for us.
Absolutely. And now, Nora Morin, Director of Policy and Advocacy for United Neighborhood Houses, tells us the #1 change she would like to see in immigration reform. And now, as always, we're going to be checking in the comments to see what you would like to see changed as well.
What is the #1 change you want to see in U.S. immigration reform?
1867 is the one big reform that we hope comes out of COVID to really enfranchise a lot of essential workers who went above and beyond during the pandemic. It would allow legal permanent residents and those with work authorization to vote in local elections. United Neighborhood Houses and our coalition partners have been supporters of this bill for many, many years, and we hope that it finally passes now after the pandemic.
All right, you got problems. You got questions. You got issues. It's social media check-in time. Yo-Yo and Vanessa have been scouring the comments.
Yes, we have.
I don't know how to spell scour, but it sounds good. You've been scouring the comments.
Absolutely.
Does anyone know how to spell scour? Maybe that little cute girl who won the spelling bee would know how to do it.
Right.
But I was just like scouring. I'm like, how would you?
S-C-O-U-R.
Ah, scour. Jilly Bean knows how to do it. S-C-O. I would have said S-C-O-W-E-R.
I would have thrown a Q up in there.
All right, scouring. What do we got?
Yes, Tim Lewin, a Brad Squad VIP member. I'm in removal proceedings and was recently approved for an I-130. My master calendar hearing was postponed to next year. What can I do to start working?
You can file an adjustment with a waiver if required, or a 212 waiver with USCIS, and that'll get your work permit going.
Lawrence Nidib, another Brad Squad VIP member. What month should I file an EAD/work renewal card that is due to expire January 3rd of 2022?
4 months before.
Akif Virani, Brad Squad VIP member.
By the way, I answered that as if the guy was ordered deported, the first one. You don't need a waiver if he's in deportation but hasn't taken an order yet. So you don't need a waiver, just file the adjustment.
All right.
Yeah.
Akif Virani, Brad Squad VIP member. How soon do you think that the reconciliation $3.5 trillion bill will be signed by the president? Also, how does one prove that they are an essential worker?
Sometime by mid to end of September, we will know the answers to that. How will you prove you're an essential worker? A letter from your boss.
This one is a little lengthy from Kristen Kuel, another Brad Squad VIP member. My husband was deported 10 years ago back to Australia. He supposedly had a 10-year ban, which was up in January. He also had a misdemeanor for which he did 2 weeks in prison before being transferred to ICE to serve the rest of his time before deportation. Can he get a green card? What forms do I need to file for him so we can make it back to America? And should we use a lawyer?
Yes, you need a lawyer. I would need to know what he was found guilty of, whether he got deported because of the crime or just he was here out of status. So I need to know that situation as well. I need to know how he originally entered the United States. So there's a couple of things I would need to know, but 2-week misdemeanor doesn't sound like an aggravated felony to me. So I think you'll be able to bring him back at some point.
Andrea Wilson, Brad Squad VIP member. My husband and I submitted the I-130 petition and all other forms to adjust my son's and my status.
But by the way, I just want to make a public service announcement. Marin just gave us $10 on YouTube and said thank you. You're welcome. I appreciate the $10.
That's so nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
Okay, go ahead now.
Andrea Wilson, Brad Squad VIP member. My husband and I submitted the I-130 petition and all other forms to adjust my son's and my status, except the I-864. My son and I did fingerprinting. I got the RFE to submit the I-864. We have to use a joint sponsor with my husband, who is the sponsor. Now, when we fill in the form, the I-864, do we use Do we have to use my husband to sponsor me while the joint sponsor fills in the I-864 for my son, who's the derivative beneficiary? I'm not sure how the joint sponsorship works.
Your husband does an I-864 for you. Your husband does an I-864 for your son. The joint sponsor does a separate I-864 for you. And the joint sponsor, which could be the same person or a different person, can do a separate I-864 for your son.
Peter Mimba on YouTube. I'm planning to travel abroad next week. My case has been pending since January. Is it safe to travel on advance parole for 2 weeks? What will happen if they decide on my case when I am out?
They'll still let you back in. It's safe to travel for 2 weeks.
This is Maron who sent the $10?
Yes.
Is that my sister, Maron?
I don't know.
Because that's my sister.
If your sister sent me $10, I'm gonna hand you back the $10 to give back to her.
I'm like, for sure she's gonna be Ethiopian or Eritrean because that's my sister's name as well.
Thank you, Maron.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Shanke Gale. YouTube, I sent an RFE for my I-360. I received a response on June 1st that they received it, but I haven't heard from them since. Should I be worried?
What happened?
I sent an RFE for my I-360. I received a response on June 1st that they received it, but haven't heard from them since.
Oh, you're not going to hear for a long time.
Abdul Latif on YouTube. Good news, my I-130 was approved 2 days ago. Congratulations to me. My wife is LPR. She sponsored my I-130 that was just approved. I live in the U.S., but I'm out of status. What is the next step?
What happened to her? Say that again.
This is coming from Abdul. Good news is that he got his I-130 approved 2 days ago.
Good news.
His wife has an LPR. She sponsored my I-130 that was just approved. I live in the U.S., but I'm out of status. What is the next step?
Either the wife's going to become a citizen or you're going to do a provisional waiver, depending on which one's going to be faster. Provisional waivers take 18 months. So if your wife can become a citizen over the next 18 months to 2 years, better off just waiting on your wife becoming a citizen and then adjusting your status.
Victoria Valencia, YouTube. My husband is in Guatemala and waiting for an interview for the U visa, but the U.S. Embassy there is closed. Is there a way to transfer to Mexico from the U.S. Embassy because they're open and taking interviews?
You can request the Mexican Embassy to take you as a third country national, but you got to get permission first.
Veronica Wade on YouTube. My nephew was refused entry because he said he was coming to look after his grandmother, who was also traveling with him. She was allowed to enter, and he was sent back and banned for 5 years. What can he do?
Why was he banned, though? Was he banned for what? Why was he? I would need to know why he was banned. Was he making some sort of? He was obviously stopped at the border, but why was he banned? is the reason. I would need to know.
Proud mom on YouTube. Can a citizen file for a 27-year-old unmarried sibling who is in Africa? If so, how long is it going to take?
Yes, but it'll take about 10 to 12 years. 2 more, Vanessa.
Vladimir Payano on YouTube. I sent an RFE after my green card interview for AOS, but I couldn't get all the information because of the deadline. Now I have the pending documents. Is it okay to send it as a second response?
No, they're not going to accept it. So wait to see what their response is, and then you'll deal with it.
And last one, Elizabeth Francis. If I have an immigration court case, but I got an 18-month extension in July of this year, when going to the court, should I just take the extension to show them that I have a pending case?
Yeah, absolutely you should. Why not? All right. So we have sayings from around the world game. Today we have a new squad versus crew match between Juscallme versus Jay Rhymes. Yeah. Right now it's squad 6, crew 5, 1 tie. Let's see if Juscallme takes a commanding 2-game lead over the crew, or Jay Rhymes brings it in for the crew and ties it up. Let's watch.
Hey Brad Squad, Vanessa Contreras here with another round of squad versus crew in a rematch of the Battle of the Jays. Show fan Joelle-Ann Reid, aka Just Call Me Joelle, or aka Juscallme, and of course our Brad Show team member Jeremy Goldberg, aka Jay Rhymes. And let me tell you, squad, these two were neck and neck until Joanne won in the last game. Now we'll see if she maintains her lead as they are going at it again in a game of sayings from around the world. You each have paper and pen. When I ask a question, you write down your answer. Then when I count to 3, you'll hold up your papers and show us what you guessed. And of course, everyone watching should play along too. Alrighty, how are you guys feeling? Are we ready?
Yep.
I think so.
Coming for you, Jeremy.
Are you?
Yes.
This is fierce. Battle of the Jays rematch edition. Okay, good luck to you both. Here we go with the first question. In Spain, when someone says gato con guantes no caza ratones, the literal translation is a cat in gloves catches no mice. What does this saying mean? Is it A, nice guys finish last, B, you can't fish without a hook, C, put on your mittens, or D, my hands are tied? Do you guys have your choices?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Okay, we have an A and B. The proper answer, the correct answer is A. So Joelle.
I had A, then I changed it last
I know that's what you did. I know that's what you did, Jeremy.
Oh, you see, right? You just know everything.
So yes, Joelle guessed it. Nice guys finish last. You use this saying, for example, if someone's not sure whether they can do something in order to reach their goal. So remember, gatos con guantes no caza ratones. Okay, squad, so let's take a trip to France. In France, when someone says les carrots sont cuits, the literal translation is the carrots are cooked. Now, what does the saying mean? Is it A, it's time for dinner, B, someone is in hot water, C, the situation can't be changed, or D, a problem has been solved? Les carrots sont cuits. Okay, squad, here we go. Countdown. 3, 2, 1. We have B and we have C. Okay, so the correct answer is C. Jeremy, you got it. You got it.
Ah, la carrette sont cuits.
Okay, so the answer is C. The situation can't be changed. You can use this when it's too late. Sorry, the carrots have been cooked. It's game over. Let it go. I like it. All right, let's take a trip to where I love one of my favorite cuisines, Italia. In Italy, when someone says, saltare I fossi per il lungo, the literal translation is, jump ditches the long way. But what does this saying mean? Is it A, someone got lost? B, doing something difficult with ease? C, you took a longer route? Or D, go make yourself useful? Saltare fossi per il lungo. Okay, do you guys have your answers?
I think so.
3, 2, 1. I see Joelle with C and Jeremy with D. So I'm sorry to say you're both incorrect. The correct answer is B, do something difficult with ease. You can use it, for example, when someone comments they find something difficult, but responding, in my day, we jumped ditches the long way. Or you could say the Olympic athletes all jump ditches the long way.
Yeah.
So squad, let's take a trip to Germany. If you are in Germany and someone says, Auch einer Muck ein Elefanten machen to you, the literal translation is an elephant made out of a fly. But what does this saying mean? Is it A, how good is your memory? B, someone is not telling the truth? C, someone has good style? Or D, making a big deal out of nothing? Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1. I see D, Joelle with D, and Jeremy with C. And the correct answer is indeed D. So another point goes to Joelle. Great job. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Let's keep traveling. Ooh, this one's on my bucket list. Let's take a trip to Brazil. In Brazil, someone may say to you in Portuguese, "Ter macaquinhos na cabeça," which literally means to have little monkeys inside your head. What does this saying mean? Is it A, to have a crazy idea? B, someone is acting a little out of character? C, don't say what you are thinking? Or D, I can't get a song out of my head? Okay, so 3, 2, 1. I see Joelle with A, Jeremy with B, and the correct answer is A. So next time someone tells you something you think is a little strange, you can tell them it sounds like they have little monkeys inside their head. Alrighty, Jeremy, we're taking a trip. Let's see, Joelle has a lead here. When you're in China and someone says to you in Mandarin, Huaxi Tianzhu, they are literally saying, drawing a snake with feet. What does this saying mean? Is it A, telling a long-winded story with unnecessary information? B, making up a story? C, reinventing yourself? Or D, you need to go faster? Do we have our answers? 3, 2, 1. Let's see those answers. Okay, I am getting A from Joelle and B from Jeremy. And the correct answer is A.
Yay!
You tell someone they are drawing a snake with feet, when they are telling you a story with unnecessary details. Makes sense because snakes don't need feet to get around.
I was thinking A
You
or
sure
D.
about that?
In Poland, if someone says, "Nie mój cyrk, nie mój małpi," they are literally saying, "Not my circus, not my monkey." What does this saying mean? Is it A, I don't understand, B, it's not my problem, C, I'm in the wrong place, or D, it's not my taste? Okay, so let's see who guessed it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm seeing B from Joelle and an A from Jeremy. So, in Poland, the answer would be B. The next time someone tries to get you involved in something you want no parts of, instead of just saying, "Not my problem," use the Polish expression, "Not my circus, not my monkeys." It makes perfect sense and it's a lot more fun to say. So, when someone says to you in Danish, "At have en pin ioret," it translates to "have a stick in your ear." But what does this saying mean? Is it A, to be stubborn, B, you're only hurting yourself, C, to not listen to someone, or D, to have a bad attitude? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. I see Joelle with this. Okay, so we're both on C. Alrighty, the correct answer is C, to not listen to someone.
I got one.
We got two.
When a Dane tells you, "Have a stick in your ear," this means to not listen to someone, which is very rude, so pay attention. And okay, this is the last one. This will be double or nothing. What better way to close out such a rematch? Let's
Is
take
there?
a trip. Let's take a trip to Jamaica.
Bye.
Okay. In Jamaica, when someone says to you in patois, "Talk and taste your tongue," they are telling you to what? What does this saying mean? Is it A, don't speak with your mouth full, B, speak slowly, C, you have bad breath, or D, think before you speak? Okay, guess is ready? In 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm seeing C from Joelle and D from Jeremy, and the correct answer is D.
Oh! But it doesn't matter because congrats, you're a winner, baby, Joelle.
So yes, the answer is D, think before you speak. Always a wise piece of advice for us to all keep in mind. In this rematch, we had another win for the squad. Another win for the squad. Yes. Joelle came ready for her celebration. I can't wait to see how you do in your next battle of the Jades. And squad, remember, if you want to be a part of any of our fun games like this, all you have to do is contact us. We will get you right here on one of our shows.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
All right, so squad up.
Well, congratulations, Juscallme. Congratulations, Yo-Yo beat me 7-6. We were playing along.
We were playing along.
We were playing along. Because we didn't.
I didn't even know what I was saying.
You, by the way, you're very
really
good with languages.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
really good with
you know, and no matter what, you sounded fluent in Italian, Spanish, Portuguese. Even your Chinese wasn't bad either.
I was like,
My Chinese wasn't bad.
Your
and
Chinese was not bad.
I covered the Chinese New Year, and I used to work with a Chinese girl like ages ago, so I just embodied that.
I see. I know it wasn't bad. All right.
I said it would have been horrible if I did that one because I would have butchered all of that.
But the funniest thing is whenever Yo-Yo and I play along, he always beats me. Always.
I'm very competitive, guys.
He always beats me. All right, let's do 9 questions, 50 seconds. You got to beat the clock. Or we beat the clock. All right, what do we got?
All right. Can I extend a visa due to medical problems?
Yes.
Can I expedite an N-400 application?
Not really.
How soon will I get an interview with a green card and an approved I-130?
How would I know?
How soon will I get a green card after biometrics?
How would I know?
Can I travel domestically with the B1, B2 visa?
Yes.
Can a green card holder bring their family to the U.S.?
Of course.
Can I renew a permanent green card that expired 5 years ago?
Yes.
Can I get a work permit if I get a real estate license?
No.
Can I still become a citizen with an expired green card? Let's keep going.
Keep going. Because there's 2 that I didn't know.
Do I need a lawyer to file for VAWA?
I would think so.
There we go. That's all we got.
Oh, they only gave us 10.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to blow up because there was 2 that I wouldn't know the answers to.
No, but that's still an answer.
How would I know?
That means that we can't. That's a great answer. Because that right there shows them that.
Where are the balloons?
Yeah, no, that's because if you don't. That's an answer.
But I didn't answer the question.
Yes, you did. That means that we all won't know.
Pop those balloons.
No, don't pop it.
No, pop the balloons.
Don't pop it.
No, because
No.
I didn't know that. How would I know when you're going to get a green? No, the balloon.
Yes, the
How would I know when
Throw
you're
the
going to get a
balloons.
green card? That's not
Throw
an
the
answer.
balloons.
No balloon. No dancing.
Music.
No, I didn't win nothing. No. All right, comments.
That's a proper answer.
It's not a proper answer. It was just like, what am I going to get my green card? I don't know. Next, you know?
Win, Brad. The middle of the week, just let us win.
I thought you were singing Whitney Houston. How will I know? That's all you kept saying.
How would I know? I just took my biometric. When am I getting my green card? How would I know?
That's a great answer.
Right.
All right.
All right. Comments of the day.
All right, our first comment of the day. Latoya Lottie saying, squat up to everyone. I really love this program.
Oh, very nice. Thank you, Latoya.
Me too. Rosie Najuku saying, squad up family, I'm so super happy. Oh, I got my 10 years. Oh, a big thank you family.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Awesome. All right, our third comment of the day. We have Lisa Bling Rose saying, we all need to get along and make this world a better place for you and me. Come on, MJ lyrics.
I was going to say, that sounded like a song. That sounded like a song.
Make it a better place.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Look at you, Yo-Yo, singing every song right now.
I know, right?
Right.
Making me feel good.
Yeah.
And like
Yo-Yo, he's feeling the 90s right now,
yeah,
right?
Oh, I'm all about the 90s.
A little karaoke on Hump Day.
Listen, don't tempt me with a good time.
Our last comment of the day. Pretty Chef Ferreira saying, Brad, I am listening to you about the bill that may pass, and I am literally praying for it to happen, and just broke down and started crying. Hey, we gotta hang on. Let's see how it goes.
We gotta hang on. Let's hope. Let's really, really hope. Let's really, really hope. All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. We're spanning the world for wacky news. Probably we'll be in the UK. Perhaps some other countries as well. We'll see. Speak to you all tomorrow. Bye. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?